Welcome to this episode of Existential Boozer, where ahead of his third solo album, Baby Dave stops for a pint and answers Proust's questionnaire.
Cheers, Isaac.
Cheers, mate.
Good to see you. It's going to be, it might be a bit full on, might not be full on, depends how you answer the questions.
All right.
We'll start off then. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
Sun out, feet out, covered in pigeons.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like your pigeons?
I love pigeons,
Yeah.
man.
What's your greatest fear?
Brain-eating amoebas.
What trait do you most deplore in yourself?
I was going to say my terrible timekeeping, but I made it to this a few minutes early.
Yeah. Well, Felix White kept you outside for a little bit.
He
and
did.
made you late, but
Lovely bloke.
You were punctual.
Nice.
What trait do you most deplore in other people?
Rudeness, just general.
Which living person do you most admire?
Chris Packham,
And why?
because he's just the goat. He's just cool.
What is your greatest extravagance? I feel like you don't live a life too extravagant
probably.
these days.
I go to Joe and the Juice quite a lot.
Yeah.
And like their smoothies are like £9. But like the way I think about it, I don't smoke, I don't drink. £9 on a smoothie here and there.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I mean, like these days, £9 for a pint potentially. What or who is the greatest love of your life?
My pet rat Betty, who sadly passed away. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
she was
RIP.
sick.
When and where are you happiest?
Probably just like in the studio, in a flow state, just like making some shit.
Is there a song on this record that comes to mind of a moment that felt like that?
I'll say all of it, to be honest. I have such a good time when I'm just like with my pals in the studio, just like, I'm never happier than when I'm just making stuff.
Yeah. What talent would you most like to have?
I'd love to be sick at piano. I'm so in awe of people that can just like jump on a piano and just
jam.
tinkle away. I think it's sick.
I think you've got, especially in a lot of the Baby Dave tracks, there's like a healthy element of like keyboards in there, but like what I've always quite liked about Baby Dave music is like, there's like a rudimentary element to the keyboard playing that like is so cleverly used, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all done on the, I make all the beats on GarageBand just on my laptop, and I don't have any gear, so it's all just done on like the QWERTY keyboard,
Yeah.
hence why it's never that like technical.
Yeah.
But,
I remember like on the first record, it was like a sort of a Damon Albarn influenced you a little bit on that style, did he?
yeah, he like co-produced a lot of that first record, so, and he played a lot of stuff on it, so that's why there was a bit like, the musicianship was a bit better, I think.
No, I loved it. I thought it was so cleverly used, the way the keys were used and
Yeah,
to
he's
suit
the
your
goat,
style.
man. Yeah.
As you as well.
Thanks, man.
What do you consider your greatest achievement?
I built a pretty trusting relationship with a badger last year. After like spending a lot of time with it, every night I would go at the same time and hang out with this badger.
Yeah.
And we got to like pretty close.
Yeah.
And then I had to leave town, and it was like the saddest thing ever.
What did you have to do to sort of like just repeatedly turning up?
Repeatedly turning
Feeding?
up with food.
Yeah.
Like I worked out what was its favourite food and stuff, and then I would just go every night and just spend ages just like sitting there with it.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I was like super close to it, just like chucking little bits of food on the floor.
What was
I
his favourite food?
Peanuts and dried
Yeah.
apricots.
That tracks.
Yeah.
I reckon that fits for a badger.
But like my big goal was to hand feed it. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna hand feed it soon, and then I had to leave.
Not since?
Nah, but I've got a new squad of badgers in Brighton I'm hanging out with, and I'm gonna try and get there with them.
It could be a tour thing. Every tour stop, you sort of get spend 24 hours getting a flock of badgers.
Tell me where the badgers
Not even a
are, I'll
flock,
go
is it?
there.
This is quite a good question then. I might know the answer, but I might be surprised. If you were to die and come back as a person or a thing or an animal, what would it be?
A dog, like a really well-loved family dog.
Yeah. golden retriever sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would you most like to live?
Brighton.
Yeah.
I live there.
Why? What do you like about it?
I just love it. It's my favourite city I've been to. I've always wanted to live there. It's just like, you know, it's super liberal, it's full of nutters, it's by the sea, it's just got a cool vibe, good music scene, good wildlife. Yeah, can't complain, mate, I love it.
What is your most treasured possession?
My gold fidget spinner.
Yeah. Can't go anywhere without it.
Yeah, take it everywhere, mate.
What is your favourite occupation?
Gardener / musician.
You did gardening for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
A great song sort of dedicated to that lifestyle.
We had a bit of time off the band. Well, we didn't think that we were going to do it again. My other project, this is. And yeah, I became a gardener and I just fell in love with it. And still now, like when I'm not touring, I'll go and do a bit of that. And yeah, it's wicked.
Yeah. What do you think's your most noticeable characteristic as a person?
I was thinking like, looks-wise, I didn't really think about as a person. I was going to say I've got no earlobes, and sometimes people notice that.
Oh yeah.
It is weird, isn't it? I wear quite big earrings, so it covers them up, but
it's a bit like,
they're connected to my head.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't think I've ever like thought of that myself.
You got some good lobes.
I've got some good lobes.
I used to, when I was younger, I really wanted earlobes.
Yeah.
I used to like pull my ears all the time just to try and like slowly stretch them.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
I'll swap your haircut for the earlobes. We'll do that. Yeah.
Deal.
What trait do you most value in your friends?
I'd say like they're all like super easy to be around, non-judgmental, and with a certain like depth and a certain silliness.
Yeah. Who are your favourite writers of all time?
I don't read half as much as I should, to be honest.
Yeah, 'cause
but
it
if
can
we're
be
talking like musicians
lyricists,
and stuff,
yeah.
I'd say like Mike Skinner, Terry Hall from the Specials, Damon Albarn, Ian Jury, Blind Boy. I don't know if you listen to the Blind Boy podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, to name a few, I could go on, but yeah.
Is there a historical figure that you most identify with, even music, in art, anything?
I don't know. Maybe that dog they sent to space.
You identify with that, yeah. Who are your heroes in real life?
I say like my family. I know it's cliche, but like my folks and like my brothers, we're all like in competition with each other constantly. But yeah, I look up to all of them.
Yeah, that's it. What are your favourite names? Human names, dog names, badger names?
I really like the name Ronan at the moment, like Ronan Keating.
Yeah.
And like, I really want to get another rat and call it Ronan.
Yeah, life's a roller coaster, you know?
Yeah.
How would you like to die? How would you like to leave the world?
Old and content in my sleep.
Yeah, this seems pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a slightly different answer to what Baxter Jury gave, which was...
What did he say?
Casually and erotic, which is...
Fair play.
Sounds pretty good. Yeah. Do you have a life motto for yourself?
Don't think I do. I was going through like a really rough time once, and one of my mates was just like, hold on. And I've taken that with me like ever since that.
Yeah.
And any time shit gets really hard, I just say that to myself, and I think it's a good one.
Last question, one for the road. What was your favourite Baby Dave song?
Probably Am I Clean, which I've just put out. A song about obsessive compulsive disorder, which I have. And yeah, it's a good vibe, check it out.
Nice, man. Thank you. Cheers, Isaac.
Cheers, brother.
Take it easy.
Nice one.